The Minecraft inventory is something that I think that we can all agree can be a bit of a mess. And we have so many items in vanilla that we can obtain in survival and, like, even use that I don't think that the current state of the inventory is very good. I'm gonna start out by saying I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what it needs right now, and I don't know what it should do in the future. They're not gonna stop adding items to Minecraft, really, so I don't think increasing the, like, number of slots that we have is a good solution, because there's always just going to be more things that we can, like, make, and more things that we can build, and more items that we can, like, that we'll have to use. But I think that the player is also a bottleneck for a lot of functions. Like, here I have all of the things that I think I'm going to need to make a little copper pipe system, and maybe, like, a little water tower here. Which, like, that's fair and all, but even now, I just realized I want, like, a cauldron, and it's gonna take an inventory slot to get there, and I can do that with my offhand, but, like, that's still a lot. And it's not a good solution. And then we have bundles, which I think helps one idea, and I think that it helps that we can have multiple different items if we don't have a full stack of them. So, like, this little build here, I can get away with using, like, all of these fences in the same, like, block. But there are builds that I would need 20 of these, and I need over a stack of each, and then bundles just don't really work out that well. Albeit a little bit clunky, I don't dislike how they function, and I think that being able to scroll to, like, take stuff out of them is what's best, but I don't think it's a good... I don't think it's perfect, and I don't think that it's going to be good for storing stacks of items. And some people think that making things like shulker boxes stack would make it a lot better, but also, I'm not certain on that. That's just increasing the number of inventory slots that you can have. And, well, I think that stacking, like, empty shulkers, that's a good way to store shulkers. I don't think that, stacking full ones is a good solution. And I also don't think that increasing the stack size would do us any good either, because there's still just so many types of items that, sure, in this example I have a few stacks of copper to prove a point of, oh hey, we will need more than one stack of something, but all of the rest of these are intended to be built in creative mode. But I'm trying to build this without opening the creative tab, because we don't have that in our inventory. I do have a row of things that you just generally have in survival. I guess you don't have to have some of these things. In fact, I would also prefer to have a chest plate, but I'm not gonna automatically include that. But, like, there's so many items, and I don't think that there's a good way to fix it entirely. I do think, however, that the crafter significantly benefited us in this, and removed part of the player bottleneck in the player inventory bottleneck that we did have in a lot of ways. I mean, look at how gold farms have improved. I mean, like, we can automatically craft golden nuggets into gold, into then crafting it into blocks. I mean, like, that is completely removing the former player bottleneck, and it massively, like, improves the storage for gold farms and iron farms and anything like that. And I think that for now, we need less areas where the player has to interact in order to, like, complete your task. And I'm not saying that we should be able to automate everything, but, like, maybe some things would be better if the player inventory wasn't in the way. And I would like to take a laze into consideration. Because I have one, I don't know where he went. He's somewhere, but if I mine this block, and say it does fall, I didn't pick it up, let's just place that again, and mine it from here, then that guy will go grab it for me and bring it back. It's removing the need me to go get it myself. And while they're a little bit, like, odd, I can still, like, I can still get it from the ground without having to go there. You're removing the player interaction from going down and getting the item, but it's in a way that feels, well, Minecrafty, in a way that feels good and fun. And ultimately, I think part of that is that they have character, they have, like, structure, they have substance, they want to give you the item. And, like, they'll dance at a music box, or they'll follow you around, and they'll kind of just, like, look at you. And I think that this is generally a very alive feeling mob. And I'm not saying it's a perfect solution, but I think that a certainly fun one would be this guy right here. So this is the agent from the Minecraft Education Edition worlds. It's used for programming, basically, and while I don't agree with all of that, and I don't think that it should be used for programming, I think that Minecraft could use a little golem to just exist and to be able to... Okay, say you mark out a section of blocks. Say I want to make it from here to here. Now I can have it place blocks or replace blocks all in that little section, and then, like, I can give him the blocks, I can give him the stuff that he needs, and then it's not like it's automated placing blocks with redstone, but it is just a little bit help when you're placing blocks. This both kind of, like, removes the partial bottleneck that it could have had using the player inventory, and it makes building, like, large things and doing tedious tasks more fun, in my opinion, because you get to have your little golem buddy with you to take wherever you want to go, and then you can just, like, have him help build your house, or help build your base, and then you can have him maybe, like, worst case, you can help, not worst case, but, like, a use case could be helping you bridge over lava in the nether, something that's not super easy or really fun to do. It's kind of just a lot of holding sneak and then walking along. Maybe when he runs out of blocks, he'll run back to you and, like, he'll ask for some more, but, like, I think that would be fun, and you can give not quite automated building, but you can give easier building some character. I would also like to note that building this very thing, like, I pulled up an image and tried to go pixel by pixel as close as it could, and building this thing in general is difficult. It took so many blocks that I like, had to keep swapping out my hotbar because we just didn't have enough blocks. Like, even then, it's just, there's not enough for that. And then there's not enough for half of the stuff on here. And that's not even mentioning, like, the little difference in wool here. At this point, we basically know that Mojang wants to put another golem in the game. They keep trying to, they keep, like, giving us votes about it. We keep not choosing it because the other stuff is cooler. And honestly, I think that they'll want to add one on their own, and I think that this is a good solution to giving that character. I know that a lot of people will say that this doesn't really feel Minecrafty, and you don't have to play the update, you don't have to change your game, but, like, when LAs came out, people thought that they weren't very Minecrafty, and now they're one of my favorite parts just because how happy they seem to be, and, like, the little noises that they make, and how they could be helpful in redstone and building, and, like, someone's even made a crane out of them. Like, I think about a week ago, Simply Sark made a video about making a crane using the LAs because they want to follow you so much, and I think that that's a really good idea. So maybe having something mark out an area that you can like that you have to predetermine, so it's not like it's like you can speed bridge to the end islands using it, but, like, you can build a bridge to the end islands using it, and it can help you. You can. I honestly would be fine if it was one stack at a time, but, like, maybe a few stacks if you're, like, trying to build say, like, a large wall or something. I don't think that complete automated placing blocks is a good thing in Minecraft. I don't really think that at all. But I think that something like a delay that gives you character really does help with that. I don't want something that just, like, automatically places blocks, and I don't wish that dispensers could place blocks. But I would like something that the player needs to interact with that can place blocks. And ultimately, I don't think I'll ever be against Minecraft being more dynamic and more interactive. And I think that that's what a lot of people want out of Minecraft, is just something interactive. This is a bit different style of a video than what I would usually make, so let me know what you think of it. I mean, like, I'll obviously be looking at the analytics of it, but like, if you want to say something in the comments, feel free to. To recurring viewers, you can say what you felt about it and what you thought of my ideas. See ya.